Now, the death of Constable Oliver comes as the RCMP is under more intense public scrutiny than ever before. Its image tarnished by scandal, including the revelation of widespread sexual harassment of female officers, a story first told by the CBC's Natalie Clancy. It's a problem the Mounties are struggling to overcome. But as Natalie reports tonight, that struggle isn't going very well, according to the commissioner appointed to oversee a change in the workplace culture.
When Bob Paulson took office 1 year ago, he inherited a sexual harassment scandal.
The harassment crisis, as I'll call it, has basically shadowed my appointment and has been, appropriately and properly in need of attention.
Female RCMP officers were telling the CBC horror stories of sexual harassment on the job.
Everything that came out of his mouth was sexual.
After the stories aired, questionable discipline decisions meant the worst offenders were never fired.
Then we need to be able to fire some people.
Paulson appealed to the public and politicians for new legislation to modernize a force that today he candidly admits has a problem.
It's the culture of harassment. It's the culture of misuse of authority. That's really where I've been focused on.
Paulson agreed to an exclusive interview with the CBC just as he's about to release an internal audit that he says reveals a deep level of mistrust among Mounties. His female officers are telling them it's still an old boys club.
The cynicism and the sort of lack of faith or confidence in promotion systems within the organization. So, that speaks loudly to the type of organization that we have.
Bill C-42 is about to be passed to give Paulson and his managers more power to deal with harassment and fire the worst offenders. While many Mounties tell us they're too afraid to complain if they're being bullied or harassed, Paulson says they have nothing to fear.
People got a beef. They ought to be able to bring it up with their supervisor. And you want a workplace.
What if their supervisor's the problem?
No, that's right. Well, and so back to our promotion system. Who are we promoting and how are we holding our supervisors to account?
In the past, he says commanders had too much autonomy, but not anymore.
To let a rogue boss run off and create a fiefdom attracts this sort of craziness.
Craziness, his own word to describe a storied Canadian institution. From now on, he wants to focus on successful crime fighting and champion the officers who responded to 2.7 million calls last year, doing their job as they should. Natalie Clancy, CBC News, Vancouver.